Welcome to the channel, and I hope you guys enjoy the channel, and I hope you guys enjoy the channel enough to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell and turn on all notifications. And once again, this channel is for fair use purposes, as well as educational and informational purposes, as well as commentary purposes, right? So this story that I'm about to elaborate on is the Black Panther story that I have been covering. I did a couple of videos on it. Maybe you have not seen those videos, and this might be your first time viewing my content on this subject. But when I drop those videos, I've been getting a lot of comments, and I've been seeing a lot of comments in the comment section about the leader and the main person that are in these videos that I'm about to show you once again, just so other people can get caught up that haven't been seeing what is going on. And we're going to break it down, and I'm going to address some of the comments, and hopefully this helps out the people that have been looking and trying to find out, and that was just speaking out of feelings and not facts and looking up and researching. So I went ahead and did the research for you, and I did a background check upon the leader, and hopefully this might ease a couple of people's minds about his message and what he is going and what he got going on and what he's going through and what he planned on doing in the future. So we're going to go ahead and break all this down, man. So y'all stay tuned and make sure y'all hit that like button. So with that being said, man, we're going to start off with one of the videos that went viral of him in Philadelphia talking to police officers in Philadelphia, right? This was probably the first video that got everybody on the radar of the Black Panther movement, or the new Black Panther Party of Protection. That is their new name. That is the name that he is going by. The new Black Panther Party of Protection. That is the full name. It's not just the Black Panther Party or the new Black Panther Party. It's the new Black Panther Party of Self-Protection or Self-Defense. That is the name, right? Just so everybody know it's a full name to it. Let's get to it, though.
I can hold my gun like this. It's the law. Philadelphia Crime Code 6108 says I can hold my long arm in my hand. Just can't have my finger on the trigger. So don't ask me to do nothing that's against the law. Can I help you? I'm not here minding my business. I'm out here to control and watch you. Anything else? Because you guys like beating up our teenagers. Somebody sent us a video of y'all beating up teenagers. It was y'all, bro. You part of that. It was y'all. It was y'all. You don't like to be labeled in with slave catchers. You shouldn't have taken their home. Sellout. You are a sellout. You wearing their shit. You are a sellout. You ain't protecting shit. You got to do whatever they tell you to, including hurt your people. Because you're walking up to me and I don't like you and I don't trust you and I don't got no conversation with you. So unless you're investigating the crime, leave me the fuck alone. I don't care. I got a gun license right here. This is legal. Philadelphia Crime Code 6108. Move your car out of people's way and get the fuck out of my face. Thank you, officer.
Have a good day.
You have a bad one. Sellout. Fuck out of here. You smiling for a sellout? You know where you came from? Slave catchers hired you to help catch their property, which was us. Slave catcher controls the origin of that cash. You bitch ass nigga, the fuck out of here. Go where you're needed. We don't need your help. Get out the fucking street. Like your supervisor said, get out the fucking street. Get out the fucking street. Go with him. Go with him. Get out the fucking street. You blocking traffic. Get out the fucking street. Get the fuck out the street.
All right, so that was like the first video that, that got him high media attention, and to where he went pretty much viral, right? And that rubbed a few people the wrong way. But this video that I'm about to show you next, with him and his fellow protectors, of his Black Party movement, or the new Black Party movement coming out of Philadelphia, and they do have other chapters as well. They do have other chapters, but he is the chairman out of Philadelphia, right? So they did another video. Somebody filmed them while they were out standing guard at a protest that happened in Philadelphia. It did not happen in Minnesota. It happened in Philadelphia, but they was protesting. They was protesting about what happened in Minnesota with Renee Good. And they were out there protecting their community, as they stated. And we're going to get into that video because this one ruffled a lot of feathers as well, from both communities, from our community as well as the Caucasian community. It ruffled a lot of feathers, and it got a lot of people in arms. So we're going to get into this video.
No ICE agent ever run up on me. I guarantee you they won't. I put a hole in their chest the size of a window. Safe line repair, safe line replace. That's what's gonna happen. They touch me. Unarmed woman was killed by ICE. If you think you're about to come and brutalize the people while we're standing here, fuck around and find out. Our interactions with the police and ICE, and we hold them accountable. We hold them accountable. We patrol the community and we hold them accountable. The Black Panther Party for Self-Defense, we're the same Panther Party from back in the day, but we're a little more aggressive now, you dig? Carry bigger guns and we don't take no shit. Places where there are a lot of immigrants at, I think that the community around them needs to take special care to them and needs to start escorting them to and from everywhere to make sure that they're safe. Because them ICE agents ain't gonna act like that if it's a bunch of people standing outside with assault rifles and shotguns. It's a semi-automatic shotgun. That means them shotgun shells that shoot out of a pump, they shoot them rapidly. If you are gonna legally arm yourself with something bigger than what they got. Those who serve in the public, they should be fearful of the public. They should be fearful that the public's going to be dissatisfied with their job that they're doing, not feeling like they're tyrants, not feeling like they're bullies because they got guns and body armor and walkie-talkies. That makes them immune to whatever the people will do. I think you want to correct the ideology of the pig and the mentality of the slave catcher, you meet them with equal force. All power to the motherfucking people.
No power to the pig.
All right, so that right there, if you don't know what is going on and what is the landscape with what is going on, right? These protests, these ICE protests, and it's a lot of people of our community that feel like this is not our fight. This is not something we should be involved in. And by him and his fellow brothers carrying the name Black Panther Party, whether it's the new Black Panther Party or the old Black Panther Party, it's a lot of people in our community that don't feel like this is our fight. We need to stand down. We don't need to be out there. We don't need to be with the people that are out there that are protesting because this is not our fight, right? So they're not liking the fact that he is using the Black Panther Party in the name to protect others than our community, right? And he had responses to that. So we're going to get into his response to that because he got wind of that, right? He got wind of people saying that he shouldn't have to be out there, protecting his community where the protesters was having that protest out in Philadelphia, which was in the community in which he's already patrolling prior to that protest. So he felt the need to go out there and continue to do what he'd been doing. So he had a response to those that was out here saying that they should not have done that. And this was his response right here.
All power to the people. Chairman Paul Burton reporting for At the Community Defense Duty. Listen, two things that I need to run by you. Thing number one is, a lot of people are saying that we should not stand up against ICE because we're standing for people that aren't us, and Black Panthers only stand for black people. That is a lie. Huey P. Newton said that we are internationalists and we stand with all oppressed people no matter what color they are. That's the founder of the Black Panther Party that said that. So everybody who's running around talking about Black Panthers don't stand up for people other than black people don't know a damn thing about the Black Panther Party. That's thing number one. Thing number two, the Black Panther Party created something called the Rainbow Coalition, which is a coalition of Hispanics, Asians, whites, and blacks from all over the world working together to fight oppression. Again, the Black Panthers stood with the Mexicans, stood with the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans, stood with the Japanese, the Vietnamese. The Black Panthers did a whole campaign to end the Vietnam War because they stood with Vietnam. So for you guys who are talking all of this gibberish about, you guys aren't following traditions of the original, who do you think our leaders are? Aaron Dixon is an original Black Panther, right? Aaron Dixon is an original Black Panther who walked with Huey Newton. That's our leadership. And Billy Che Brooks, that was Fred Hampton's right-hand man. So you guys you sound stupid, to be honest. You sound like you don't really know what you're talking about. Doing a lot of hooting and hollering and don't really know what you're talking about. If you watch Huey Newton's speech, he specifically says, we are not black nationalists. We are internationalists. And we stand with all oppressed people across the globe, no matter what your ethnicity is. Come on, man. Y'all don't know what you talking about. You telling us what we're supposed to be doing as Black Panthers, and you don't know the first thing about a Black Panther. All power to the people, though.
And that was his response. And as you can guess, a lot of people not taking that lightly and kindly, right? Even older generations. that was around during the Black Panther movement. That was in the 60s and in the 80s and the 70s while that was taking place. They had some few things to say in response to this video that I just played you guys, right? Because he called people out like as they were trying to call him out, and he answered. He answered the call, and that was the way he decided to answer the call. So now let's get into the comments of which I received, right? Because they're calling him a grifter. They're saying that he just took the Black Panther Party, and then they also said that why is he out there protesting or not protesting, but protecting those protests about a Caucasian woman life being taken, but nothing about a black man whose life has been taken, right? So those type of things got me to thinking like, man, let me see how I can help people out, and let me see if I can do the research. I can see how this transpired, because in order to get to a top of an organization, you can't just get there. You have to do something over time to people feel like you are their leader or can be a leader to put you in a leadership position. You don't just walk on the scene and instantly you're a leader. That's not how it works. Because he is a part of an organization. He's not a one-man army or a one-man band. He's a part of an organization. And that means that people have to feel like he's a leader for them to follow him. Nobody is going to follow a follower. Nobody. So you have to have trust and belief that he can lead. So, like I said, I did my research, and it's a few things. We're going to start off about him, or about the Black Panther Party, or about him, right? Where he started from and how he got into this. So I found a little article by City Post, right? Here we go. I found a little article by City Post. I'm going to blow it up for my eyes and your eyes as well, so you can read it as I read it. Paul Birdsong is leading civil rights protests. Paul who? Paul who? His last name is Birdsong, and that is going to play a very key part in this background digging that I did moving forward, because there was another comment that I got that how can a non-black be the leader of the Black Panthers? They are saying that he is Puerto Rican, right? Or he's Dominican. He's not black, but we're going to get into that. Stay tuned. First, we're going to see where he started this at, right? And also, he is not from Philadelphia. In my research, I learned he's not from Philadelphia. He is from Michigan. He is from Michigan, and I believe it's Lansing, Michigan, to be exact where he is from. That is also going to play a part in the discovery in which I found, right? All right, so Paul Birdsong didn't plan to attend last Sunday's protest in response to the police unaliving of George Floyd. A week later, Birdsong, 34, has emerged as a vital and unyielding voice in Lansing, leading hundreds in peaceful daily protests at the state capitol and facing off with Mayor and whatever Shore on the mayor's doorstep. He draws proudly upon the principles of Malcolm X in the town where he grew up and got his first taste of racist, brutality more than 90 years ago. All right. Birdsong said he went to Sunday's protest to protect his girlfriend, Sharita Collins. The protest began peacefully, but it erupted around dusk into chaos. Police confronted protesters with clouds of tear gas. Before long, he got into a fight with a cop. He grabbed me first, Birdsong recalled. I will punch you if you touch me. So he grabbed me and I swung. I'm not Martin Luther King. I'm Malcolm X. So he's going by the teachings of Malcolm X. He's not a peaceful person. As you can see, he's going to fight fire with fire, right? He on the Malcolm X spectrum. That he's letting you know that, right? It's a distinction Birdsong made pointedly at protests throughout the week. After witnessing the chaos on Sunday, Birdsong decided to try out his own form of protest with his hands behind his back. He laid on the ground and shouted, "I can't breathe," and loosen my handcuffs, please. The same words George Floyd shouted as he died. I just didn't think that anybody got the point for real, he explained, so I came back on Monday and did that instead. People saw Birdsong on the ground and joined, and despite the rain and cold 5 other laid down on the ground with him. The numbers have been steadily increasing since. At times, the protesters number over 200. On Thursday, the 4th straight night of protest, Birdsong looked out at the crowd over 100 people. I thought, this makes me feel like I got work to do, he said, and I better be careful to do it the right way. I have the responsibility. I said, I have to be responsible and careful. And I don't know. That's hurting my eyes. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I got to blow it up even more. All right, there we go. Where are we at? On Thursday, the 4th straight, we already got past that. For guidance, Birdsong turned to one of his political heroes, Malcolm X, and decided, like Malcolm, that progress comes from militants, careful strategizing, and a stubborn unwillingness to concede. Like Malcolm X, Birdsong pulled himself out of rough life on the streets of Lansing and in prison. When he was younger, he joined the Bloods, a primarily black street gang founded in Los Angeles. He was the self-admitted runt of his gang. I was the little skinny kid, but they all followed behind me. By the time I got locked up, I ran where I was at. I wasn't all super huge, he explained. I don't know why, my man, but since I was a kid, people have gravitated towards me and followed me. Birdsong described his younger self as a mean, violent, and hating everything around him. To make it worse, his dad instilled a fight attitude in him. Eventually, he racked up 4 different inmate ID numbers. The prison didn't offer me no counselors or anything, he said. I grew up bad and I changed myself. Learning and growing is simple, he declared, as long as you just dedicate yourself to it. I'm really good at cooking, he said. How did I learn? All right, that's a whole lot of that. So basically, he got his start in 2020 in Lansing, Michigan, protesting the George Floyd incident. So for those talking about no, that's where he started with the George Floyd incident. And then he got in contact with the Black Panther Party that was already moving. They was already moving. He got intertwined into their movement. And then he came up the rankings. Now, I want to speak towards the thing that was said about him not being black and him being Puerto Rican or Dominican in nature, right? So I did a little research once I found out that he was from Lansing, Michigan and not Philadelphia. So I Googled the name Paul Birdsong, Lansing, Michigan. And this is what I came up with, right? Paul Lawrence Birdsong, August 3rd, 1952 to September 5th, 2015. Paul L. Birdsong, right? Lansing, Michigan. Does that name seem familiar to you? Paul Birdsong, he has the same exact name as the new Black Panther Party chairman, Paul Birdsong, right? So I did a little diving, did a little research. And as you can see by the picture, he's a black male, right? Age 63, went to be with the Lord on September 5th, 2015 in Lansing, Michigan. He was born on August 3rd, 1952 in Michigan City, Indiana, to Lee and Jenny Garrett Birdsong. Paul loved life. I got to blow this up again. Man, my eyes, boy. Paul loved life, loved to have fun. He loved his son, family, fishing, and the great outdoors. As a great cook, many have enjoyed his meals. Paul gave his life to the Lord and enjoyed a personal relationship with Jesus. He was preceded in death by his parents, siblings, Johnny R. Willie D. Liberta, Douglas, and Jannie Mae. Surviving, cherish his memory, are his son, Paul L. M.I.A. Birdsong Jr. Paul L. Birdsong Jr. Pay attention to these names, right? That name for sure, Paul L. Birdsong Jr. Siblings, S.E. Turner, Lee P. Birdsong Jr., Napoleon Birdsong, Alice Fleming. I'm going to stop right there because the 2 names I want y'all to understand in this obituary are Paul L. Birdsong Jr. and Elise Fleming, right? So remember those 2 names, and the reason why I want you to remember those 2 names is because, I went to the wonderful world of Facebook to look people up, because once you make a post or once you start a profile and you don't delete, it's there forever. right? It's there forever. So I put in those names. I put in Paul Lawrence Birdsong Jr., right? And this was my findings right here. Who does that look like to you? Paul Lawrence Birdsong, right? Once again, we're going to go back to here. His son, Paul L. Birdsong Jr., his son, Paul Lawrence Birdsong, right? Who is this right here? Elise Birdsong Fleming. Is friends with Paul Lawrence Birdsong. She is friends, right? She is friends. Once again, let's go back here. Her name is in the obituary as his sibling, Elise Fleming. Her name is Birdsong Fleming on Facebook, right? Where she's from? Lives in Lansing, Michigan. See, all these things coincide. All these things coincide because what we are told is if you have a speck of black blood in you, then you're black. Then you are black. That's what they tell you. If you got a speck, you're black. Especially if your father is black. If your father is black, then you're black. That's what that's what they be saying. I don't know. He does look like he is mixed. He does look mixed. I will give you that. He does look mixed. So I don't know if this changed your thought about it or how you feel about it, right? But it seems as though he has black in his blood. From my findings, as you can see, I just walked you through how I found this and how I did the research on this and how things play out, right? This right here, Crystal Birdsong. She's holding a family name, right? Look what she posted. This was 2 hours ago. Crystal Birdsong. Look what she posted 2 hours ago. Black Panther Party appears armed at Philadelphia protests. Look who it is. Paul L. Birdsong. I mean, research isn't hard, right? We all can do it before we just jump to conclusions. I understand that he don't have the dark skin and he's light brown, right? So I would like to know, how do you guys feel about this, right? Does that change anything, right? Because a lot of people in the comments were saying that he should not be the leader or the face of the Black Panther Party because he's not black. He should be the face of the coalition party. Not the Black Panther Party, but the coalition party. He should not be using the Black Panther's name. It seems as though his father was black. May he rest in peace. He has black family members. Y'all let me know what y'all think, and y'all can do that by dropping down in the comment section. I highly appreciate it. And if you still here and you haven't done it already, please hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell and turn on all notifications so you know when I'm going live, dropping new content or giving you information that you can use. And also hit that share button and share it to your family and friends and let them know where they can come get some good content. I highly appreciate that. Now, with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. So I need y'all to stay blessed and prayed up. Why? Because I'm up out of here. Peace.